these coconut palm trees. I'm in my zone when you call me. Wrist in my neck, it was icy. I'm liking everything I see.
Now you holding my hand, kiss on the cheek. Things you won't get in the state. Damn, you in shape. I like how your jeans be hugging and fit in your waist.
Funniest thing about the 4B movement is it always comes from women that look more masculine than the men that they're talking about. And you know the exact women I'm talking about that have like the septum piercings, the different color hair, that literally are so far in their masculine role that the men weren't even looking in their direction in the first place.
Oh my god.
Man, that whole 4B movement is just hijacked from those Korean women that were in South Korea. I don't know what they were actually complaining about, to be completely honest. I guess what's happening is it's a movement because they're finally realizing that they can't control the outcome to getting a relationship, to getting with a man, and they're just outright not happy in their lives whatsoever. And they're going to probably die with plants, cats, and dogs for their troubles, but this also happened to a lot of women that are adopting this 4B nonsense or whatever, strike back. I don't know if it has to do with the passport movement or I don't know what's going on, but the thing is they're finally actually figuring out that they do not control the outcome when it comes to getting put in a relationship and getting their actual fulfillment, which is them having a man that they actually truly love, admire, respect, getting married to that man, getting the commitment, and having children and being taken care of by that guy. That's what women truly want. But of course they're going to create these movements, start talking about things that don't even matter to them, that won't matter to them in a few years by 2030, and they just try to make it about equality or rights for women. All this stuff is just not going to do anything for them. But that's just how it's happening right now. That's how the world is running, and men are running to their nearest airport and they're flying the fuck up out of here. Absolutely ridiculous. Passport bros, they always do this, man. You know what they always do? They always fucking win. Passport bros won. 4B movement and all this other trash that's not going to get them anything that's going to actually give them fulfillment in their life. Zero.
So do women complain about not being able to find a man, or do they complain about not being able to find a good man? Also, how many girls are in your DMs? I'll wait. Do you genuinely think it's hard for women to find a man and to get in a relationship? Genuinely. The gender that gets hit up the most, that's sought after, we don't have options? And I know you're gonna say, because I know how you little boys think, well, they just want to sleep with you, all those guys in your DMs. Then they're a sack of shit. That has nothing to do with me. Somebody else's intentions are not my problem. Again, proving the point that men are just gross sometimes. And we have to be very picky because said men just want to get in our pants sometimes.
Actually, it's both. Women complain about not being able to get a man, and they complain about not being able to deal with men or understand men. But I find this absolutely ridiculous that when women actually talk and they try to make a point and they're just using emotion, it doesn't make any sense. She just stirred off, went into something else, she spun off, and we went off course as usual. She just derailed the conversation. And what she was trying to say is that the women that get attention, you mean to tell me that those women can't get a relationship? Those women, they can't. That's the thing. If they could get a relationship, including yourself, you would have a relationship. But you don't, because you don't choose who gets relationships. Men pick who gets into relationships because men give out the commitment. Men want sex from you. You want relationship from the man for the sex. It's just how it goes. Equal loaded exchanges. But women like this, they get upset, they get mad, they turn to their emotions, and then it turns into a bunch of name calling. Turns into a bunch of, ridiculousness. So this is why men don't listen to women, and this is why women are starting to understand that, yes, you can have your D options all you want, you can get pumped, dumped, and slumped, but is the guy that you actually want or the relationship that you actually want available to you, and do you actually qualify for that? Or are you just compartmentalized, rolled in a sex role for that guy? 9 times out of 10, you're just getting pumped. That's the honest truth.
I'm 44 years old. I don't need some 20-something-year-old girl telling me what I'm doing wrong.
I think that's a little fucked up. You chose to go ahead and date like a 28-year-old as a 44-year-old, and then for you to just like use age to play a part when you guys should be equals. I think that's a little bit fucked up. And this happened to me recently, actually. A girl told me, she's 22, I'm 28, right? So we have a 6-year difference. She told me recently that, you know, you're a grown-ass man. You know, I was having a very polite conversation with her. I didn't play at any age. I didn't say anything about like age and go like, oh, you know, you're just like young and immature, blah, blah, blah. How she depict me as was, you're a grown-ass man. You should know how to communicate, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that's kind of like a little bit hacking. You know? You're just throwing shit into an argument when you could just have a polite and professional conversation. Let's focus on the issue. Let's not throw in like personal status.
That is just as bad what he just explained as the 44-year-old woman getting upset at women that are younger than them, 28 years old. I don't want some 20-year-old telling me what to do, because we all know once women reach a certain state, especially in their 40s, they're stuck in their ways. They don't want to take any advice, and they live in a whole bunch of delusion, if not already. But apparently she's dealing with a 28-year-old guy because she can't get anybody that she actually wants. So this woman right here in the beginning, not the one that he was mentioning in his situation, she is just as bad as the 22-year-old that this 28-year-old Asian man that was speaking on the second part was talking about and referring to. Women always talk about, hey, we mature faster, we're smarter than men, all this stuff, but they're immature. Because once women start getting attention and all of these things from the opposite gender, and they can pretty much date on autopilot for the most part, I'm not saying dudes that are going to take them serious, but dudes that are definitely going to nail them and deal with them, then that's when they stop maturing. That's when they stop, becoming more adult. And you have a 44-year-old who's talking like a 21-year-old. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why a lot of these women are going to be perpetually single. And that guy that's dealing with this woman that's 6 years younger than him being 28 and her being 22, he should just go ahead, pump that chick, dump that chick, because she doesn't understand what the hell it means to be with a man that's older. She doesn't understand what a grown man is. She just listens to what's on TikTok and what's on YouTube and what's on Instagram, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's just poisoning a lot of these women's mindsets. But yeah, man, to that 44-year-old girl, that dude that's 28, you're probably going to end up leaving him, or he's going to do something that you don't like, but by that time he'll be done using you for his practice, and he'll be moving on to something younger, hotter, and more attractive.
Bro, so I legit made a video in response to that viral single mom song. And in the video, I pretty much started off talking about race. A lot of men were trying to act like they were confused about why I even brought up race when he did not specify in the song what race the single mother is. So I was trying to explain to y'all that it's a black man who created the song, right? Now there's already this stereotype that black men do not take care of his children, right? And since a single woman...
Remember her? The one that had to cook, that was talking crazy about Asian women overseas a couple days ago, and those same women, if they saw them in person, will probably beat the shit out of them and give them a run for their money. Absolutely hilarious. She's up here talking about, I was trying to, let black men know and let men know. Men don't care about anything. Unless you dropping jaws for 5 minutes with a bag on top of your head, men don't care what you think. So the song's already out. Now you're a single mom. Deal with it. Nobody cares.
Single girlies in their late 20s, early 30s. Where are we finding men?
Unfortunately, they are working overtime instead of going out and dating because they feel they will never be attractive enough or wealthy enough for a girl ever again. They would rather check their weather app than chat with another person on Hinge. If they're not at work, they're usually at home, the gym, playing video games with friends, or fighting for democracy. You're welcome.
I mean, it's not even that. Yeah, guys are going to the gym. Guys are focusing on themselves. But a lot of women, like the one in the first clip, they become virtually invisible. That's the main thing that women just don't seem to understand. You women have become invisible to men, just like the guy that works at Starbucks is invisible to you. Most women have become invisible to men in the West. And that's just the God honest truth. But to be completely honest with you, other than that, dudes are gone. That's another reason why women can't find men. And where are we finding men? Guys are gone, meaning they're overseas. They got their passports and they're dealing with sexier, attractive women who aren't going to put them through all this hell, not going to run all these stupid games, not going to, fake like they're interested and not be interested. No, those guys are dealing with those women, saving their money, not blowing their money on bull crap here in the United States. And that's pretty much what's going on. And the rest of you are virtually Casper in the dating market. That's the truth.